Hello, everybody. Welcome to my music corner of the world. This is John Clauser, and today I kind of wanted to bring a little gem out of my collection. I mentioned this on a previous program on Grant's Rock Warehouse, talking about obscure albums, and this might be something. Uh, unless you know me, you probably would be like, "What is this? What is this? What is this crazy album that he's pulling out?" So today I'm going to talk a little bit about this. Try to get it out of the glare there. Victor Buono, or Vic, my name is Victor Buono. There you go. Victor Buono is how he pronounces it. And this was his comedy album he did called Heavy. Now, most of this album is basically poetry. He would do a lot of these. He would do it. He's got a book about with poetry in it. Supposedly he did more than just one album, but I've never been able to track it down, and I've not been able to find it. Um, for those of you who don't know, Victor Bono, born in 1938, passed away in 1982, right on New Year's Day. He was known as best known role that I would remember him in would be King Tut from the old Batman show. So that's kind of where he probably would be the most known from. But I mean, he was also known for doing. He did like he played a count in a show called Wild Wild West. He would also be he appeared in Perry Mason a little bit, and different TV shows, a lot of different a lot of different movies. Excuse me, not the time to get a cough. Sorry about that. He played a little bit of everything. He would be in sci-fi movies like Beneath the Planet of the Apes. He played a small role in that. He played in a couple different horror movies, just odds and ends of different stuff. Um, but yeah, basically, Batman would be the King Tut as Batman would probably be where a lot of people would know him most. Victor Bono was a heavy man. He that's obviously the name of the album. But it's all poetry. What's fun is uh, he writes on the back of this. The I guess the guy of the yeah that was producer and president of the record label that this album came out on, which was it was called an album called Door Records, and so he writes on the back here that the president of the company had asked him to prepare liner notes for this album. I asked him what liner notes are, and he told me that they are informative statements concerning the recording artist and recorded material. So, concerning the artist, in 1938, of parents properly licensed to produce babies, I was born. I am now rich, famous, devilishly handsome, and 33 years old, and I don't anticipate a time in the future when I shall be anything other than rich, famous, devilishly handsome, and 33 years old. So, concerning this material, this endeavor was written for my own entertainment. If record buyers are essential or easily entertained as I, success is certain. There are many people involved in producing a successful album. If this album is a success, they too may become rich, famous, devilishly handsome, and 33. I share with them the glory and risks. Writing good literary stuff ain't easy. How often have I sat up all night at my desk, pencil poised, waiting for my muse to stumble home and whisper ideas in either of my 4 pound ears, followed by this poem. When flowers doze upon their loamy beds, and oaken sentries nod their noble heads, and piney cushions snug the cuddled fawns, and dewy gems bejewel the dreaming lawns. I sit and wait in patience born of pain, for some sweet sonnet to ignite my brain. And as Aurora lifts her rosy veil, my muse approaches, haggard, had, and pale. Fetid, fingered, rancid, rank, and frowsy. No wonder all my poetry is lousy. Anyway, so this album has just you have tracks called "I'm Fat." So the first one, he leads it off. I was, my name is Victor Buono, and I'm fat. I've always been fat. A fat baby. It's a fat boy. Now I'm a fat man. So, it just goes on about just what he is. Word to the wide. That's another just great, you know, encouragement to heavier set people. Someday when I'm skinny and can time is the next track. So someday when I'm skinny and can tie my shoes with ease, I'll visit great new places and see the world that lies below my knees, and all these different things. I mean, there was you have all these funny, pokes at himself, but there's just so much good stuff here. Bless me, doctor is the next one up. Bless me, doctor, for I have sinned. And since seeing you last week, um, and it's basically like confessing, going to the priest in confessional. That's what that's like. We're the most. It's another one kind of praising. Just if you're heavier set, or if you're different, we're the most. Fat Man's Prayer is one of my favorites from this album. Lord, my soul is ripped with riot, incited by my wicked diet. We are what we eat, said a wise old man. Lord, if that's true, I'm a garbage can. I want to rise on Judgment Day, that's plain. But at my present weight, I'll need a crane. You know, it would just keep going on, and it was just lovely, lovely part. Skinny Poems for Fat Lovers is next up. Is like, this is talking about how skinny people call the love of their lives, like a turtle dove or chickadee or pussycat or all these different things. He rips a good one on that. It's very, very, very funny. Lard Lib, another one. Lard Lib is at hand. That's a funny one. Um, again, don't just great stuff there. You don't have to be fat to hate Rome. That is a lot of he goes on this tirade about how he loves to go back to Italy, but he doesn't like Rome or Romans. Um, aside from the art, it's Bakersfield and tomato sauce. So I guess there's a joke about Bakersfield. Um, about Bakersfield, California. He just goes on about how he doesn't particularly like Rome. I am this day and age, that's a little bit of a tricky subject. I didn't realize how tricky it was until I played it for someone and they were really offended by it when I realized what they were talking about. I didn't know that when I was 5, but I'll tell you that in a second. And it ends with a new gig, which is basically kind of I think it's basically an homage to Louis Armstrong. I think Louis Armstrong must have just passed away, and you know, just beautiful, beautiful way to end the album. But I first came upon this album when I was very young at age, probably 4 or 5 years old. I'm guessing. My parents, my dad especially, I must have seen it it was on an 8 track, and it was at a department store near Phantom, Pennsylvania called Newberry's. It was right there near the Roxy Theater, and so of course, we had an 8 track player at home. So I just got hooked on this album, and I started listening to it a lot. And there were just lots of you saw me. I was like reciting parts of it. This is from memory. This is what I can remember, still can remember from this album. I still listen to this often. I have it on CD. I don't have my copy handy, but I do have this now on CD, and I still listen to this quite often, and I love it. Um, I started memorizing the poetry so easily, and I just had so much fun just reciting it, whether the people wanted to hear it or not. I just did it. so, um, So it was just a fun album for me, and I loved it so much as a kid. The funny story was there was a friend of my sister's who wanted me to do some of this for her. And truth be told, I thought she was, my sister and brother are both older than I am. My sister's about 15 years older than I am, so there's a bit of an age difference. So they're adults at this point. And so her friend comes over and she said, "Yes, yeah, she wants me to, she wanted me to do it." And of course, I got all bashful and I'm like, "I can't do this for you." I guess my 6-year-old hormones must have been active or something, but, yeah, so I stopped. It was then I kinda stopped doing it. I stopped doing that kinda stuff and just got really bashful and embarrassed by it, which is kinda sad, looking back, but, um I would do a couple pieces for the church I went to for a talent night. One night I did the Fat Man's Prayer, and I titled the "Bless Me Doctor" as the Fat Man's Diet. So I just took the confessional part and used that part as the main thing. And then I think the next year I think I did the skinny poems for fat lovers. I did something else. I can't remember what it was. That one didn't go over quite as well for whatever reason, but, it's just such a good album. It's a clean it's pretty clean, which, in this day and age is hard to come by sometimes. But, it's a wonderful album. I believe you can find it on iTunes, and I believe it is also on Spotify. Um, it's just a great album. I was so floored when I found a vinyl version of this at one of the record stores here years ago, and I think I paid. It says I paid $5 for it. I think I might have even paid less than that. But when I saw this at the record store, I was like, oh, I have to have this. And this is in beautiful condition. Whoever had this album previous really took beautiful care of this because as far as I know, this didn't get a lot of pressings. This is a pretty rare album to find. So whoever had this, thank you for taking such beautiful care of it. I will continue to take good care of it. I wish I had the 8 track. I don't know whatever happened to that 8 track that we used to have, but I know I made a tape of it. Anyway, so that's just a little obscure thing from my collection, an album that has just brought me so much joy over the years. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Victor Buono. Let me know if you even heard this album, and if you haven't, find it out. Look for it on Spotify or something, and just listen to it. I think you'll appreciate it. So, with that said, I am John Clauser. This is from my music corner of the world. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon.